if something goes crash. That's what it is.
Yep. Welcome to episode 116 of the Northern Knits podcast. I am Jocelyn. This is Diana. We are two girlfriends in fiber, and we knit and sew and crochet and essentially be strange, crazy old crafting fiber ladies in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
You call us old?
Yes. Think about it.
Well,
think about it. The highlight of our week is when we can get to bed by 10 p.m. with a cup of tea and knitting in our hands. No one's going to look at us and our lifestyle and go, ooh, that's a hardcore raver there. There is...
I'll just be over here with my tea and knitting. Thank you.
What was the most exciting adventure we've had in the last couple of weeks? We're not counting grandmother passing or you in Amsterdam. It was 4 girls in a car going for a knitting festival.
This is true.
We did
wild and crazy time.
We were wild and crazy. We ate in the food court.
Madness.
I understand my lifestyle and I'm super happy with it. I'm also allowed to make fun of it.
Absolutely.
Because that's total. And we had fully packed. We were all soccer moms in the car. Like, there was so much snacky health food in there. It was crazy.
And then me with my chips. That wasn't health food.
No, but we had home cooked cookies. We had cherries. We had grapes. We had cheese.
Cheese
we
was
had
good.
crackers. What else were they eating back there? Strawberries.
So many snacks.
So many.
We didn't lack for
water.
snacks.
We did not. The trunk was full of food. We were going to Brandon from Winnipeg. It's a 2-hour car ride.
You know what? We might have gotten hungry.
There's no way for me to go through 6 ginger ale bottles in one day. I mean, I can drink some serious ginger ale.
I thought more people would drink the ginger ale, which is why I bought so much.
Well, Chantal had one.
That and it was on sale, so you know.
Oh, geez, yeah, if it's on sale.
Yeah,
totally.
it was like 2 for $5.
Oh, done. That
$5
makes total sense.
Like, yeah, the
2 of the 6 packs?
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. So, that's my life. But yeah, no, my cat was playing with her catnip toy. So I can't... If you think it's crazy beforehand, I currently have my feet under the coffee table. So if they go, ah! It's because she literally just got me. Now, bonus is we trimmed her nails the other week.
Oh, good.
So
it won't hurt as much.
It won't. There's no sharp claws coming at you because they're all nice and dull and short at the moment. But, you know, if we react suddenly or the camera kind of goes, pshoo!
As it does once in a while.
As it does once in a while. It's because the kitten's high. Just fine. I'm going to drink some of my coffee. Ooh, do I let everybody know what we're going to cover this week?
Oh, yeah, what we are covering... Oh, that's a pattern. That's not my notes.
I don't write the notes.
I've got too many papers over here. What's in our cup? Cool threads, woolly workings, yarn on the go, wool gathering, kniterature, and events.
I have coffee.
I also have coffee.
Well, it's because I made a big old French press. My French press will make 2 cups. So if I know it's going to be a long day and I haven't slept well, I'll fill it all the way up and have 1 cup in the morning and then reheat my coffee. I know, I understand, but it's what I got to do. Otherwise, I got to grind 2 sections of beans. That seems like a waste of beans. So I just made a full one this morning. Me and Diane are having some Lush coffee from the Ethical Bean.
It's quite good.
Even fancier, I currently have creamer in my fridge. So we both have creamer in our coffee.
Yeah.
My coffee is so fancy today.
We have Lush French vanilla today.
I know.
Ethical Lush French vanilla.
I'm not sure the creamer's ethical. The creamer's just tasty. Yeah, I will just slide past that one real quick. Yeah. Hey, I'm enjoying it in my new to me J mug.
It's cute. Is that like rose gold or something?
It's definitely got a gold trim on it, but I don't know. My grandmother owned this for many, many, many years. It's mine now. It's a nice big mug, and it's white with nice kind of goldy rose gold trim on the top of it, but it's got a J. I am the only other person named James besides my Uncle James. So this won't match the mugs in his house with his family.
It doesn't strike me as an Uncle James
mug. It's not an Uncle James mug, but it's definitely a Jocelyn mug.
It definitely is.
And it's definitely held coffee in its lifetime because my grandmother was a coffee drinker. Strangely enough, I didn't get my coffee drinking habits from her, but from university.
Didn't we all? Actually, no, I didn't.
No, I've known people who... My sister will drink coffee. She's never been to university.
I
My
didn't
mom
start
will
drinking.
smell it and then pass it to me. My mom doesn't drink coffee.
I didn't start drinking coffee till after university.
I started drinking it about my second year.
I drink a lot of tea though, like 6 to 8 cups of tea in a day.
Well, yeah, so you were drinking just as much caffeine as you would coffee then.
Yeah.
So you just changed your origin source.
Yeah.
You were still getting caffeinated out the wazoo.
6 to 8 cups of Earl Grey tea every day.
Earl Grey's got a high caffeine factor, doesn't it? I think it's right up there. Earl Grey, black coffees are right up there, or black teas are right up there with coffee on caffeination levels, are they not? They just have a lower tannin count.
I think tea is still less than coffee.
I'd honestly
Unless
have
you
to
like,
check.
I think Pu'er is like up there with coffee, but regular black tea
'cause you
is
can
half
get-
to 3/4 depending on the tea.
Because you can get a herbal tea, like coffee replacement, and it's just sort of tannin free.
I don't know. I don't think either of us really know what we're talking about.
I'm going to fall down that rabbit hole once we're done recording, because now I need to know. I'll go find me some information, folks. Oh, this sort of stuff fascinates me. I don't know. That's why I have Gastropod on my phone. I like weird food facts.
I also do. I'm going to put that in the show notes. Gastropod is a fantastic podcast that you should all listen to.
You should push pause. It's audio. Go find it on wherever you download your audio podcasts. Mine happens to be Podcast Republic because I am an Android user. Download Gastropod. Your food knowledge will just go through the roof for no particular... And they're just weird food facts. They're not necessary for existence. You don't need to know this.
No, you really don't. But it's
But
science.
it's so funny. It
food
is
through the lens of...
history and science. Or science and history.
Yes, food through the lens of science and
history.
It's fascinating. I learned that
Just-
stupid Vindaloo song. It won't get out of my head.
I'm just stuck in there.
Na
I was-
na na, Vindaloo.
And I'm like, I'm not even British. Why am I singing 2 weeks straight? I just sung it in my head. Every time I didn't have anything playing, I was like, no, no, no. I'm like, that's it. Music's going on. This has got to get out of my head. I don't even eat curry that much. I didn't know it wasn't Indian. And I didn't know curry was a British thing.
Yeah, like curry as we know, as we
As we know,
generally know it.
curry is
Yeah.
not Indian, it's British.
Because like Indian curry, there's like a million different kinds of Indian
Indian
curry
curry, but
that
they
have
don't-
specific names.
They don't call it curry, they call it
No.
the specific name of whatever it happens to be.
Because curry was like the Englishized version of
yeah.
the word that meant stew.
Yeah.
That's a super British Empire thing to do.
What?
Oh, you're
Oh,
eating
we do the
stew.
same thing. We did it to bagels over here. We've done it to other things.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not just them, but what? Come again for Big Fudge? I've been listening to too much. There's No Place Like Terra podcast. I'm sorry, I'm making you link all the things,
Can we stop knitting so I can link things?
but it's a good podcast if you like Stargate. I happen to seriously enjoy Stargate SG-1, which is a no longer running television show.
Oh man, clearly you should listen to the podcast while you watch Stargate.
Yeah, I've been I listened. There's like 167 episodes, and they're like 40 minutes plus long. I logged some serious hours on podcasts, guys, and I'm listening. And one of because it's hosted by two ladies. One's Nixie. Nixie's watched before, so she's rewatching it, and Gracie's never watched anything of it before. So I'm listening to Gracie discover Stargate, and then I'm learning a bunch of nifty behind the scenes facts from Nixie. Well, Grace discovers Nixie's, yeah. So super love the format and how it's going, but now I'm back to episode 1 because now I'm rewatching Stargate for I'm not even gonna tell you the umpteenth time, and now I'm rewatching and listening to each of the podcasts afterwards again.
It sounds like what me and Chris just finished doing, Mr. Diana,
Oh yeah,
with the X-Files, because he's watched it, I think, twice all the way through, and I hadn't. I'd seen like bits and pieces.
twice.
So I'm watching it the first time, and he's like, so at this point, blah, blah, blah was happening in the background, so this episode is like a finale for this other spin-off season, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, twice. Hey, okay.
You watched it more?
X-Files? No, the ones that I sort of. Oh, that's the Jocelyn TV. Gilmore Girls.
I know Chris has watched it at least
two
twice.
times.
It might be more. It's at least twice.
I have watched the complete series. I'd probably hazard to say this is for Stargate SG-1. Well, it's called SG-1 after the spinoff starts. It's just like Stargate. Enough times I am quoting lines without looking at the screen. which I can really only super do with Stargate, Star Trek: The Next Generation, and the Mummy movies. and Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mm.
That's it, guys. If you want to know my wheelhouse, that's my wheelhouse.
If there's anything. Oh no. Probably back in junior high, I'd seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movie enough times.
Okay. Yeah,
That
I'm
one I can
getting
quote from.
close with Lord of the Rings. That's, by the way, the Lord of the Rings extended DVDs. Excellent spinning movies. Because you just get into the groove, and before you know it, you've spun for like 3+ hours. And you're like, how did I do that? It's got a nice pace, so your foot treadling just real smooth. Away you go.
I like it.
Random side notes, guys. I'm caffeinated. It's a Sunday midday, and I've had a snack. You're on your own, keeping me on track today. It's not gonna happen.
No, so now that we've talked for, what does it say, 15 minutes?
Oh, jeez.
How about our second segment, Cool Threads?
Oh, my word. You guys, I finished a shawl pattern. Let's talk about knitting, which is what you're actually here for.
I just wanted to mention that wool socks are for year-round. Yesterday
Yes.
was cold. But it was not supposed to be cold, and I wore wool socks anyway. Hand-knit wool socks are good any time of the year. It just depends on what kind of shoe you're wearing. They're not good in sandals. They are great if you're wearing runners for any season. I just throwing that out there.
They're nice in the morning before it gets above 15 degrees.
Well, if I'm wearing totally closed shoes, I like wool socks because it keeps my feet dry.
I understand I was traveling around with people who were either wearing pants and sweaters or shoes. Some form of combination. Some were in shorts and flip-flops with sweaters. Some were in shorts and shoes with sweaters. Some were in pants with no sweater and shoes. I was wearing flip-flops, capris, all super lightweight clothing, and I had on a cotton shawl, and I was kind of warm.
Let's just hold up this end here. Oh wait, I want to show off the tassel. You've got some beefy tassels on here. I really like these tassels.
I was going to do a smaller tassel, but it didn't look right. So I ended up going with a beaver tassel. Guys, I finished that shawl pattern I was starting the other week. It's all done now. It is the pattern with no name, because I don't know what to call it yet.
Move that lint.
Because I don't know what to call it yet. I literally cut off and attached tassels Friday evening before we went out to Brandon on Saturday. So it is freshly tasseled. And it is a cotton acrylic DK weight shawl. I got this yarn as a review yarn from Kramer. And they sent me 2 types of cotton yarns to review. Spoiler alert, I freaking love the cotton acrylic blend. It knit up so freaking nice. Oh, it
is really nice.
Yeah, and it's lightweight, and it feels wonderful.
It's like really soft.
It's a really nice soft.
Denim? Maybe it's the color that's making me think denim, but it's really soft.
Well, since the color is faded denim, this makes complete sense to me.
It looks like maybe you unraveled an old faded pair of jeans and then made a shawl out of it.
Yeah, well,
in
the
best way.
The color's beautiful, but I know for sure I won't be able to keep this because my mom's coming again in August, so that'll go away.
That's gonna go. You should knit some more real fast.
Bonus! I have 3 more skeins. I can just make this again. Wait till Mom's left and then knit the rest of the skeins I got. Then I can keep that one. No, I'll make another one and I'll see which one Mom likes better. So I've got this. I'm actually going to do it again in a different weight because I can, and I think this pattern will show off a variegated yarn really, really well. But this is a nice, super tweedy, tonal, freaking beautiful summer blue. And I tasseled the ends. So I've been wearing this when it has been cool enough to wear shawls. It is big. Because I don't do small shawls. I'm not a tiny person. It look, what is it, like the shawlettes look like cowls on me? Is roughly how that works out.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so it's...
Don't really get the point of shawlettes, to be totally honest. I also like big dramatic drapey things. I just don't like the amount of time it takes to knit them. Okay. As I sit here knitting my fingering weight, find your fade, it's giant.
Yeah. I've done the find your fade. That's a big shawl. So that was my finished object and my cool thread for the week. So I'm going to write up a quick review to toss up on the Patreon feed and on my blog for this yarn specifically, and take some photos. Probably not today because I decided I was taking today off this morning when I couldn't be bothered to get out of bed for 2 hours and listen to the radio instead. And I'll take some photos tomorrow and get that posted this week, hopefully.
Well, I mean, it's Sunday. It's the day you're supposed to take off according to Western popular religion. Popular? Common. Majority? What's the word I'm looking for here?
I don't know. Hence my confused face of, what are you doing? English is coming out of your mouth, but I'm not sure your point is clear.
My point that I'm trying to make is if you're going to take a day off, Sunday seems like a good day to do it. Sunday is the day of rest? Or something, if you follow that religion?
It is a traditional Western culture day of rest.
Let's go with that.
That's nicely convoluted. Let's do that. I don't know, I didn't grow up in a family that took Sunday as a day of rest.
My entire weekends were days of rest.
No.
I mean, like, chores happened on Saturday morning, but that was about it.
No. You've met my father.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to rest.
You've met my grandfather.
They don't know
There's
how to
no
rest.
rest.
There is no rest.
Weekends are for the work you didn't get done on the weekdays.
They don't know how to rest.
They also don't do holiday days, by the way. Have you noticed? I don't understand why people need to stop for holidays.
My dad is also like that.
Because I'm like, what? Again? In the what now?
He'll do all the work, and then it'll be like Sunday afternoon, be like, I did all the things I wanted to do. I don't know what to do now. Like, read a book, watch a show, like, just relax.
Oh no, I read, but I read for work. So my weekends, I try not to read for work. I read for pleasure, but there's always stuff to do. Things need to get done. The adult life, there is a never endless list of to-dos.
I know. Kind
And
of
a lot of them are very repetitive tasks. And as a child, you don't notice, but as an adult, you're like, I gotta do that again.
Gotta go buy groceries again. Oh, the bathroom's dirty again. I just cleaned it last week.
Weekly things.
Gotta do the laundry again. I just did
All
that
the
2
time.
days ago.
I have a cat. I have to sweep the floor 2 or 3 times a week. I'm allergic to pet dander, so I have to keep quite on top of it. Otherwise, she sets my allergies off. But if we're honest, living sets my allergies off, so I don't care.
This adulting thing is just so overrated.
Yeah, you gotta buy meds, you gotta keep up to date with your things, you gotta get your stuff processed, there's always paperwork, there's the endless stream of doctor's appointments.
Insurance and taxes.
And I have more work because I have all my disability paperworks. I don't wish that on anybody. I don't wish it on anybody. Not even just the disability, the paperwork that comes along with being disabled. Oh my god.
I can only imagine.
Well, it's because I hide it from you guys because I don't want you to get stressed with the volume of paperwork I have to do.
I can only imagine that it's like a big, like you take it out of a suitcase and you go thunk. And like a few papers would drift off, and like there'd just be like this stack, like 3
if we
inches
still ran
thick.
because we're like, what? We're a quote unquote paperless society, guys.
No, we're not.
We're
We're
not.
nowhere near
No,
a paperless society.
No, not even close.
I try so hard to be paperless, and I still get so much paper in the mail. I'm like, no, stop sending this to me. I told you not to.
And it's all size 8 font.
For the disability paperwork?
Yes.
God. But
blind. I'm legally blind.
The accessibility
And the
paperwork
government-
isn't accessible?
The government of Canada forms haven't really changed much for me.
Oh
You apply for CPP disability and you're like, this swear this is the same size as the tax form document for stuff, and you pull up, and I do mine electronically, so I have a screen reader. It's not efficient because it's not fast. The dude reads, but slow your audible down to 75% of normal speed.
Yeah,
That's
gotta be a speed
that
setting
is
on that.
that is how fast he reads to you. Well, he's interactive, so wherever your mouse is, that's what he's reading for you.
Yeah, but
or
you
he's
think you
reading
could
the
make him
page.
read faster though.
I would hope so. That's why I put on a coding thing on there so we could play around with the background because that's open source.
Oh,
We'll
wow.
see if we can get him to read at
I do actually want to look at that.
Doesn't make me feel like I need to bash my head into my keyboard or take a nap while he's reading to me.
Totally
It's so
understand.
slow. But I mean, for some people it would work great. I need it to go faster. So while I get stuff done, it takes a very long time for me to get to the end of a document. I've received a message.
In fact,
I don't know, it's just
as
this
it now
white bar.
takes up most of our video screen. As
Whatever.
for accessibility paperwork with size 8 font, last time I did my accessibility talk, I added some new slides because I had to make it longer.
Yeah.
One of the things I added was a joke. It was a visual joke on a presentation about visual disabilities.
Uh-huh. How'd
Yeah.
that go for you?
I didn't even realize what I'd done until somebody pointed it out to me afterward, and I'm like, oh my god, what? I can't believe I did that.
That'll be funny because you can bring it up while you're talking to me like, so I started off with a visual joke. You may believe that my friend who is blind started laughing at me right now. Well, like, I mean, to give Red credit, Terry, she's been a special guest before. She waves at everybody. She still waves at me. She knows I can't see her because I hear my name shortly afterwards, but I know she's waving. Everybody waves at me.
Well, it's like the thing, like, oh, hey, person, I'm going to wave at you. Like, oh, wait, you can't see me. I'm going to be louder now.
Yeah. Well, the difference is that people I hang out with often will then proceed to call my name out. People that I don't see terribly often who haven't quite fully wrapped their brain around the concept, because it's a genetic disorder. So, like, it just gets worse a little bit every year. We'll be like, later I'll get a text. I waved you never waved back. Are you kidding? I can't see across the street anymore. How am I supposed to know you're there? I don't. Or people like, I waved at you from inside the car. I can't see through car windows anymore. I don't know who's in the car.
Powers of invisibility. Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh, you guys, as far as I can tell, when people are driving on the road, the cars are driving themselves because I can't see in them, so I don't know who's in there.
Oh, so you won't know when the robotic car revolution takes place because it'll all just look the same.
It'll look the same to me
if
I see cars at all at that point. I receive very interesting messages all week long.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be talking about Woolly Workings.
Oh sure, things we've been working on.
Yeah, you talked about your thing already. Do you want to talk
my
about
finished object?
Thing?
You should talk about your finished object. Then we can pile them on your head.
Excellent.
Okay,
I'll talk about my finished object. I found lots of time to knit this week, which I'll talk about in Yarn on the Go.
Absolutely.
But I finished the Not a Lot of Rain in April shawl out of Cedars and Spruce by Cloud9 Fiberworks. And I'm just going to hang this in front of your face here.
Oh, do you need help? Are you good?
There we go.
Do you need longer arms?
It mostly fits in frame.
Well, it's,
I
you know
don't
what?
actually know if that's the front side or the back side, because it's a garter stitch.
It looks really good on either side.
It does. You know what? I think I've got the right side. It doesn't look much different, but I think this is the correct side.
It looks fine on both sides.
The edge looks very slightly different. It's pretty much reversible. Anyway, this isn't washed or blocked yet, so this is going to grow a bit, and the lace will open up even more, and I'll be able to even out this weird little scoopy bit. I don't know what
did you do?
I don't know. I think I didn't do my cast on quite right, and I've got this weird little scoopy bit, but I'm hoping that when I block it, I can make it a little bit straighter.
Be able to straighten that out.
Yeah, and it doesn't really bother me.
Take your blocking wires back. They just hang out here because I finish more things than you do in a month.
Oh, yeah, you do still have mine. Yeah, I'm going to steal those back. Take those with me. I might watch this today.
I'm like, oh, I should return those. Well, she hasn't finished anything yet. I've got 2 more things that'll be done next week. I'll just hang on to them.
So, this is my thing, and it is now way too warm to wear this, so this will get washed and filed away for fall.
It is going to look amazing with your camel-colored coat.
It's going to look amazing with everything, because these are absolutely my colors. And
I
will now put this on my head. There, I'm still in frame.
Man, that bun is impressive today. It's holding up all sorts of things.
Yeah.
How are you still in frame? You got like an extra half a foot on top of your head.
I'm leaning back a little bit.
Oh, that'll do it. Jeez.
Okay, I can't hear anything though.
You've got 2 giant shawls between your ears and everything around you. I wouldn't. That's a lot of padding for your ears to try to hear through. And I mean, I'm loud, but
I'm super happy with this. Just the texture on this and the colors play together.
I cannot wait till the fall.
Beautifully.
Fall worsted weights come out in the variegated skeins, because I'm making another one. I love mine so much. I
would knit this again. Even though this lace gave me so much trouble, and it's not difficult. And I think I just found a mistake, so I'm going to ignore that bit. This is not difficult lace. I want to stress how not difficult this lace is, but for some reason, slip 1, knit 2 together, pass over, yarn over.
I'm able to do that lace in the car while it's in motion.
I know. It's not hard. But like some people, like you have trouble with 2x2 ribbing.
I cannot 2x2 rib for the life of me.
And I have 0 issues with that. I can do that without looking. I can do any kind of ribbing without even looking. This was so hard.
I can't do it. I cannot do it.
So, same thing. This is not hard. I found it extremely difficult. It is not hard. It's just the way my brain works. If your brain works in a more reasonable manner than mine, you will not find this difficult.
Oh, I'm sure it's just I don't know.
I also
There's
found a
always
weird
something.
Weird thing. So the pattern is written for having 200 grams of yarn.
Yes.
I had 300 grams of yarn, so I thought I'd be able to make it even bigger. I ended up cutting off some repeats at the end so that I had enough yarn. So I have no idea how I used up an extra 100 grams of yarn.
Gauge were you getting?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like overly tight.
Well, it's definitely denser than mine.
I'd like a denser thing then.
You do? Oh yeah, dear, your gauge is a lot denser than everybody else's.
Oh, well. I'm pretty sure I used the needles that the pattern said.
Well, that doesn't mean you're going to get the same gauge.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be that far off that I used like
Have
an extra.
you seen my knitting?
That's true.
When I send out test patterns in brackets, the first version out goes, you're going to have to adjust your needle size. Your gauge is going to be way off from mine. Start by going, if you can hit gauge most of the time with the needles suggested, you're probably good to go down 1. If you need to go down 1, you need to go down 2 for me. I knit a 6, my sweater cowl. It's supposed to be knit on 5.5 millimeter or 6 millimeter. I had to knit it on an 8 millimeter.
You're just crazy tight knitter. I don't know. It seemed like an entirely
get
reasonable
gauge.
gauge to me. Like, this seems like a reasonable gauge to me.
It's a beautiful dense, but this is definitely more of a fall weight, and they were doing it for a spring, so they had a much lighter fabric.
Oh, that's why then.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the edge of
mine.
mine is probably a little different than intended, but you know what? I like it. And it's nice and stretchy, and I really like the edge. I also wanted to highlight the edge of this shawl.
The edge detailing is nice.
The slip one
Yeah.
with yarn and back.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It just gives this really nice edge.
It does. I'm super excited to do it again.
So I really like that. I want to incorporate that design element into other things.
Of course. I love it. It's really pretty.
This was Not a Lot of Rain in April was a free pattern, right?
Yeah.
It's good now that I've talked about it in depth. So, yeah.
You haven't... Yeah.
Highly recommend this pattern, this yarn. It's good. Highly recommend. Love.
God, it's a good pattern.
Happy.
Happy, happy, joy, joy.
Happy, 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 joy, joy. All right, your turn.
Oh man, do I have to do all the talking? Did you work on it? Do you have another
I have
one,
this thing that I'm working on right now.
Oh man, I'm talking for a while, guys.
Yeah, you've got a few more things.
Welcome to the Jocelyn Show.
This is always a Jocelyn show. I just have a couple of things. I just like show up and do the tech.
All right, so I am working on my Mallow sweater, which is a free pattern from Barocco Yarns. I am doing mine. It is for a knit along that has to be done at the end of June.
Yeah,
Jocelyn and deadlines. I get so invigorated by trying to meet a deadline when it's ridiculously close. You've seen me do this. If you're new, you've never seen me do this before.
She's extremely competitive with herself.
Nobody else.
Just yourself.
You add somebody else into the mix, and my ability to focus and stay on track is just shot. But if it's just me, I will put myself to the screws like no one's business. So
and for me, it's the exact opposite. I don't really care to compete against myself, but like if somebody I don't really care to compete. Period. But if I can't give myself a deadline. Somebody else needs to give me a deadline and keep me accountable. And then, by God, that thing, come hell or high water, whatever it is, it will be done. Whether it's a knitting thing or a work thing or a school thing, that thing will be done. If I have to stay up for 3 days straight, it will be done.
Which tells you how much I don't actually bully Diana, because I let her miss deadlines all the time, and she knows it.
Yeah.
I just get to make fun of her for it.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Out of some Barocco vintage DK, I am making the 2 fronts at the same time for the Mallow sweater, because one's a left, one's a right, and they're rectangles till you get to the top. And then one decreases one way, and one decreases the other way. So before I do decreasing, I will mark one as right and one as left, because that's when the pattern actually changes for them.
Nice.
And do that. So I need to be done my front, left, front, right, and my sleeves by the 20th. It is now the 9th. That's a doable amount of knitting for me.
Okay. Okay.
Because I've got to the 31st, and it's going to take me a day to seam.
Right.
That gives me 10 days to do the back panel, which has the lace in it.
Right.
There you go.
Okay.
Ta-da! So that, or I do my fronts, and then I just power through my back, because I know if I need to stay up late to do sleeves, I can do sleeves while I'm 2/3 asleep. in pushing myself. So I might do the fronts and then flip to the back because I can. It is a free pattern. The only alterations I am making to it is I'll be making it a little bit longer in the body because I'm a little bit taller in the body. And I have no enjoyment of a rolled edged sweater or cardigan. I don't like a straight stockinette edge. I can never get them to lay flat.
Well, they're not supposed to.
They're just, and I hate it. Drives me nuts.
Fair.
I cannot stand it. It just blah. Everybody's got the thing, like some people can't do the inside out seaming, some people can't for the life of them handle different fabrics. It's just something bugs them. For me, it's the rolled edge. I also, pants that don't touch the floor drive me freaking bonkers. I hate it. It's a personal pet peeve and I understand this. So I added in a literally 4 rows of a garter on the bottom for an edging.
Okay.
So it lays flat. Nothing fancy. I don't have to do it on the edges because I'm seaming this together and it's obviously going to have a shawl collar, which the shawl collar is quite short and simple and sweet. So that won't take that. The worst part will be picking up the stitches, but I can do the shawl. It's literally like a 2-inch shawl collar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing. In a DK on a 5mm, it's like a sleeve. It's not going to take me any time. So yeah, I should do the back. Then I can do the shawl collar and the sleeves while I'm sleeping. Look at me changing my plans. So I'm going to work my way through this. This will be easy. The stitch definition for this has been absolutely beautiful so far. I am super happy with it. The Vintage DK is a blend of acrylic and yarn, which I like because I'll see less growth in my finished project.
Okay.
Which is good because I still have many a friend with many little people, and little people like to hang off tall people. Don't ask me for two small children, tall people, or jungle gyms.
Yep.
I don't know if that's just like a general rule across the board, but that's how it exists in my life. So
I also remember that being a thing when I was small.
Yeah.
Tall things were to be climbed.
To be
whether
climbed.
They were people or things.
It's irrelevant. So like my actual niece doesn't climb anymore. She's 12 and she's 5'6".
The same height, if not taller than me.
Yeah, 5'6", 5'7" now. So she doesn't climb me anymore. I'm no longer tall. I'm just a little bit out of her range. But all the little ones to whom I am an auntie, if they are at the climbing stage, and I know several who are too young for climbing stage still, I am climbable. So means I can wear this and it's a little more
resilient,
hard wearing and resilient for the lifestyle I have chosen to lead with my life. My cat also climbs me. So I'm very happy with this. It's also a really freaking nice color. It feels really nice. And it is knitting wonderfully, so I'm super happy. I picked up my Barocco Vintage from Prairie Lily Knitting while I was out in Saskatoon this spring. She's one of my favorite yarn stores to stop in and visit while I'm out visiting Mom and Dad.
I really like that. It's like that blue that happens as like sunset is happening.
But that's a good way to describe that blue.
It's the blue that fades into the black.
Yeah.
At sunset.
That's a nice way to describe that blue.
I really like it. It's just one of my favorite shades of blue.
See, then the only one I could come up with, and this tells you how different our childhoods were, is that deep blue fading into black that you see at the bottom of a bay.
That would be a similar
shade of blue, but that's where my brain went.
It's the shade of blue that fades into black when you're looking into a void, whether it's water or space.
Yep. It's a good way to cover the bases on that one. So, this week I also did some progress. I didn't just finish things, guys. I am in the, speaking of voids, I'm in that dark no man land for my pattern, Northern Radiance. The first half of the shawl, 2/3 of the shawl, is a slip stitch pattern. So you have this big chunk of shawl.
Oh god, that's pink.
It's hibiscus pink. It's very pink.
So pink.
But I'm over 200 stitches. I need to be at 231 stitches before I can start rotating into the hibiscus flower variegated lace sections again. So I have been... This is my 4th time completing this section. While I enjoy the stitch...
You're done with it?
I am so... This is like pulling teeth without painkillers for me. Like, I just want to be done this so bad, and I don't want to work on it anymore so much. It's not even funny. But I know this needs to get done because this is the final version of the pattern. So I need to get it done so I can take photos for the pattern stuff. So Northern Radiance is coming along. Hopefully I'm able to put my foot down against myself enough that I can finish this heavy pattern section, and I'm into my lace rotations. It was the same way when I was finishing it the third time around. This part, this big body piece section, was the hardest. And then when I got into the lace again, I just flew because I was like, I'll just do one more lace section. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just get one more slip stitch section out of the way, and you can stop before the lace, which I never do.
Because the lace is just so fun.
Because I enjoy a good eyelet lace section. Always have. It's just relaxing to me. It's a thing. So this wonderful, beautiful cotton yarn from Creek Garden Crafts, who is Penny. And as you can see, I've started to really mash up my hibiscus colorway.
So pink.
Which is good, but I'm not at the halfway point because I've still got this whole big ball of hibiscus flowers to go.
So pink.
I really need to haul butt on this, you guys. This is 100% Pima cotton, and it is so soft. It's so nice. I'm so excited to wear it because it feels so good on the skin. Also, it is in...
Oh, that is nice.
Oh, I know.
I have a skein of that,
You
don't
have...
I?
She sent us a skein each.
Did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might need to get another one so that I can also make a... This is the Northern Radiance?
This is the Northern
Yes.
Radiance, yes.
Okay.
So, it's also in too violent a shade of pink and white for my mother to want. So, super safe for Jocelyn to keep.
Except your niece might steal it?
Nope. I gotta work on her pink sweater for fall. She wants her sweater. She's also asking me about the crocheting stuff. She thinks she knows what she wants to do with those 2 skeins of variegated yarn she bought from Walmart. Because she wanted to learn, and she wants another rainbow thing, but she's been trying to get herself into my oversized cocoon cardigan, which doesn't work because she's not 5'10". She's 5'6" and about this big.
Yeah.
She's all
She must be drowning in that.
no depth. It won't stay on her shoulders because her shoulders aren't even nearly broad enough to even attempt it. So I was like, okay, we'll make you one out of the yarn you bought because it's crocheted and I can put that together pretty quick. And I can show her how to do the granny stitch. So if she gives up halfway through, it's fine. I can just finish it for her. The only problem is I don't actually know how to make it fitted because I made it oversized for, like, it's almost too big for me. Like, it is a drapey, big cocoon cardigan, which is what I wanted. That's why I made it.
Can you even make that fitted?
You can make it a bit more fitted than it actually is. But you just make some pattern alterations. So
I'm feeling like the easiest way to do that would just be like make it not oversized and then belt it.
Well, no. Well, she won't wear belts. I also don't wear belts. This is why she wears nothing but leggings, because she has no hips. There's no girl parts to her. She's just a ruler. Just a ruler shape. That's her shape. So I had more yarn that was given to me to review. It is another cotton. It's the Tiger Lily that I got from, again, Kramer Yarns. I might be into cotton yarns, you guys.
Maybe.
I love.
'Tis the season.
Oh, I love cotton yarn so much. So this is the Cotton Fine, and it is a very thin fingering lace weight.
I'd call that fingering.
Yeah. Light fingering? Light fingering.
So lighter into fingering.
There's
definitely not lace though. 215
yards in a ball, and I have 4 of them. So rather than knitting something, which I certainly could have done, I'm crocheting, and I wanted some serious drapage. So I'm holding 2 together, and I'm working on, I'm actually going to hand this to Diana, because I'm trying to read the metal on metal.
That's upside down, so that's not going to help.
That's not going to help you at all.
It is a 6.5 millimeter or a K.
So I have a unblocked rectangle growing here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through about, technically as I'm holding double, I will be through 2 balls here shortly. I'm going to go through half of the other one. Mostly because I can. What am I doing here? I don't mind doing this because this is a thing. Now, how did I get that and this? I have to figure out what I've done because I've done something weird. So I'm making my granny square for the cocoon cardigan. This is a pattern I've made before. It's a free pattern, so it's an easy make, but I'm going to make some adjustments. So rather than making it oversized, I've measured out the width for my back to my shoulders, like from shoulder to shoulder around. And I'm only going to make the square to there so that it's fitted through here. And then I'm going to add a collar, and I'm going to add a striped border for a sleeve cuff.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it in like a white cotton.
Oh, that'll be striking.
So that'll have a nice sharp summer look to it, but that'll give me the dimensions I need to work for to scale it down for the wee one.
Makes sense.
For her shoulders and stuff. So I'm essentially seriously hacking somebody else's well thought out pattern to make it work for what I want it to do, because that's what you do. So I'm doing that right now. So
I like that color. It's like, is that orange?
it's
or
orange.
coral?
It's called Tiger Lily.
It's orange, but it's on like the pinker end of orange, I feel.
It'll look really good with all of my capris and my gray and black tank tops and a lot of my summer dresses.
Yep.
Like I got my orange paisley one.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, it'll work. I don't know why it'll work, but it'll just be loud all over. It'll work just fine. So I am working on that currently too, because that's one of those, I can't knit anymore. My brain's going numb. I need to do something different. So I'm going to crochet for a while. I literally have this left of the first two balls. So I got me like tiny ball.
So cute.
Tiny ball.
Looks like a little orange.
It does. Where'd my hook go? You saw it.
I do still have it.
All right. This one lives in one of Miss C's bags, who in exciting news has decided to design bags. So you're going to start seeing some of her bags on here shortly.
Yeah.
Because I
So cute.
totally talked her into making me one.
She was showing them off
Like
yesterday.
the
And they have these
jam.
cute little buttons and the cutest fabric. They're just freaking adorable.
They're just, and I love that they're not zippered.
Yeah.
She was listening when I said because I always get stuff caught in the zippers. Don't get me wrong. She made us for the knit club, and it's zippered, and I think it's delightful, and I love it very much. I'm so excited about the buttons and the non-zippered. You have no idea, you guys. So it's super cute. You guys will see the one. We went down to Marshall's, and I got to pick the fabric and everything. Like I don't know how I got blessed with such kind people in my life, but I am taking full advantage of this, and I am getting a bag, people.
Nice.
I promised a model for her, so they're doing that. So we follow her on Instagram, and she's getting herself all set up. So once she's up and ready to go, trust me, I will let you guys know so you can check out these bags. I also may have loved one of the fish stitch markers she was making so much she gave it to me. It was a little fat purple fish. Now it's going fishy, 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 fishy. And she's like, that fishy goes in your bag. I'm like, fishy in bag. I'm not going to say no. Free, fishy.
I was, okay.
I was like a giant child.
I tuned out of the conversation yesterday briefly, and then all I caught was the fish is in the tin.
The fish is in the tin.
Is this like some kind of spy code? Like, the fish is in the tin.
Yes, it's a spy code. My fish is in my tin. If you guys follow us on Instagram, you'll see a picture later up this week. If you don't, we're literally the Northern Knits podcast on social media platforms. If we exist on there, that is what we are. And I'll post a picture of the fish. I'll put it in some knitting, and I'll take a nice picture of my little fat purple fish, which I love.
I need to see this fish later.
Oh yeah, I'll show you. It's in the bag on the desk, so I'll show you after we're done recording.
All right.
Oh, my fat little purple fishy.
Excited about this fishy.
That's so cute.
Is it my turn now?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So
I'm out of projects to talk about, guys.
So my second thing that I worked on this week after I finished the shawl. Hey, I finished a thing. I'm really excited. I never finish things.
Monogamous?
This monogamous thing is working out for me, so I'm gonna stick with it.
I'm so bad at it.
It seems to be working for me, because it just like, this is the thing you're working on, this is what you're going to work on, and so then things get done. So after I finished the Not a Lot of Rain in April, I needed something else to be my travel knitting, something that was primarily garter stitch or very, very simple lace.
Yeah.
And what did I have in my pile of works in progress but the Find Your Fade from a knit-along that we did 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I looked at my project page. I started this in June 2 years ago.
I have a completed Find Your Fade from that knit-along we did together that I finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is
You
mine.
know how big that's going to get, because I
I
finished
know.
mine to the full size. Huge.
This is mine. I made some okay progress on it this week. We're only working on it for half the week. Yeah.
You did really good.
Hold that up. Oh, turn around.
That's what, easily 2 inches?
Easily, yeah. Turn around, little stitch marker. It's
No,
so cute.
it refuses.
My little Argyle. Oh, it's an Argyle sheep. Just go with it. It's no matter which way I clip it on, it never wants to go right.
It's like, no, I refuse.
It's shy.
I'm shy.
It's shy.
How dare
Anyway.
you show me off without my permission? I didn't agree to be on the internet.
So I got that much done this week. And I actually haven't held this thing up to just kind of look at it, and I'm really liking this colorway from a distance. That looks really good.
And it looks so good.
I only ever see it up close because I'm working on it, but from far away it looks really good.
It looks
I'm really
so good.
happy with this.
Oh, I'm so stoked.
So this blue one that you can't see on camera, but there's a slight shimmer thread in it, is Ziggy Stardust.
I think she's nuts. I can't see it in person either, but we really shouldn't take my
It's very slight.
You're
It's
asking-
very
yeah, I'm
it's
like,
very slight.
unless it's like Stelina and it's in your face, I don't see it.
It's very, very slight. It's a very tiny amount of Stellina.
No,
So
I need it to be a large quantity. Okay.
It's got a very slight shimmer to it. So this is Ziggy Stardust from a shop in London from when I was there several years ago, because I collect travel yarns. So I'm putting all my travel yarn together in this Find Your Fade.
I think that's super appropriate.
So I started with this, I don't think this one had a name, but it's brightly colored rainbow-ish yarn that I got in San Francisco the first time I was there. I made something else out of most of it, but then I had this leftover bit that was perfect for the end of the Find Your Fade. And it had this dark blue that faded actually surprisingly well with this lighter greeny darky blue from London. So now I have done all of this London color, and I'm in the fade section, which is going to fade into, I don't remember what it was called, but I bought it here specifically to tie 2 of my colors together because I didn't actually have anything. So I'm calling this my like fading there and back again or some such, because it's got all my travel yarn plus
Here and no, there and back again.
there and back again, fading back again.
Yeah, we've meddled with the words several times.
Anyway, so this one was just to tie together my travel yarn. So I've got some home yarn and a whole bunch of travel yarn. This is Peacock from Manos del Uruguay.
Is it an Algria?
Yeah, it is.
I know that's not how you pronounce that. I just can't. I do it in the stores too, and I see it. I'm like, I'm being obnoxious.
It'll be,
God.
I think on my very next row, actually fading into this. So you can see that's going to fade.
Oh, that's gonna fade beautifully.
Yeah, it's just going to
quite
lighten.
close, but
It's going
that's
to lighten
gonna
the blues a bit.
it's gonna help
Stuff
balance
that back.
between the.
And then from Peacock, I have to consult my plan here. Because I very fortunately made myself really good notes. This pattern,
Which is good because it's been 2 years.
it really is. Because this pattern, this pattern is really good. Andrea Maury makes really, really great patterns. But she has this diagram in here so that you can plan out your color fade. So after London, I go home, and then from home to Dublin. Okay, so from this peacock color from home, I'm going to fade into this pink and caramelly color that I got in Dublin when I was there for a grand total of 8 hours. It was a very long layover. I went out into Dublin, I bought yarn, and that was about it. Because, you know, what do you do on an 8-hour layover but go buy yarn?
Oh.
So this is
Have a drink in
Hedgehog
the pub?
Fibers, because Hedgehog Fibers is Irish. Truffle is the name of this colorway.
I like that colorway.
But I've had this for so long. This is like the old Hedgehog Fibers tag.
Oh, jeez. You've had that for ages.
This is the old Hedgehog Fibers tag. They have this nice, this really cool holographic looking label now. This is the old one. Which amuses me greatly. So, yes, those two will fade, and then this one will fade into... Oh gosh, I need to rewind this a little bit. This one is called... What is your colorway name? Cinnamon Dolce, which is this caramelly grayish one. So these are going to fade together. And Cinnamon Dolce is from San Jose.
Hello, Kitten.
It was from the yarn store that was the Knitmore Girls main yarn store before it
Oh,
closed.
You've had that for ages.
Yeah, I know. I just so happened to be there like 2 weeks before they were closing, so I got sale yarn, which was great.
Phaedra.
Uh-oh. Cat's
Phaedra.
getting into the yarn.
You're wound up in the yarn. That's why you're having problems, moron.
So, I'm super
You
excited.
coming up?
Oh, and I'm using stitch markers that I put
Hey.
somewhere.
You gonna come up here or not?
Oh, here we go. I'm using one of these cute little ring stitch markers that
No? Okay.
was a present from Jackie. You got teardrop ones, right?
Yes, I got the
Yeah,
little
and I got
teardrop
circular ones. So I've just got one of those marking my center stitch because I keep knitting past it and having to unpick it just so I can
Ooh, yeah, no.
either
marking-
do my center decrease or purl. Like,
Yeah.
the center spine is really easy to see, except when I'm not paying attention and not looking at it. It's easy to see when you're looking at it, but when I'm watching TV and
Those
not looking at
rows
it,
are gonna get really long. You were good idea.
I'm almost done with my increases. After this fade section, there's no, it doesn't get any bigger.
No.
So
Yeah.
I'm almost.
They're really long rows.
Oh, I know. I'm around 205 stitches right now. Yeah.
They're really long rows.
So.
Apparently we weren't that interesting. She's back over there now.
Oh, and I'm doing these on my Knit Picks interchangeable needles. I don't remember what this set is called, but they're really cool. It doesn't show up very nicely on camera. But these needles are really pretty in person, and they kind of match the yarn that I'm using right now, which looks really cool for picking in the ass because these needles are, what does it say? Okay, well, it said something and it's still recording. These needles are actually...
after like 70 or 60 minutes, it cuts over and creates a new video file.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool. But it
Yeah.
doesn't interrupt the recording. That's
Not
awesome.
really, yeah.
That's nice.
You get a little blip and that's it. That's fine.
But yeah, these needles are the kind of the same color as the yarn I'm using right now, which makes it a little bit difficult to see at times when you're trying to negotiate a center double decrease. And it
Yes, they look really pretty, but I think with the color of yarns you've got going.
So I'm really excited to get into the lighter colors of yarn so it's easier to see.
Oh, that's fair.
So, I'm happy.
My dad asked me if I needed new chow goose for my sweater making, and I just said yes because I'm not dumb. So
yeah.
I'm working on a pair of 5mm chow goo metal needles on the red cord.
When I need to buy more needles, I'm gonna get the chow goose. I'm gonna start filling out that collection.
They're so nice. I'm so happy with them. Keeps asking me if I want an interchangeable set, so I finally showed him why I can't do an interchangeable sets. And he went, okay, no, never mind. Figured it out. Now I know why. I'm like, now eventually, if more companies get the ones where you don't need the little key latch one, but it snaps in and snaps out, I can, but I don't like the ones that are out there right now. So
fair.
Or let's be honest, I didn't like the one set I've looked at because it's the only set I've had access to.
Fair. It's totally fair.
Yeah.
I honestly don't really use the little key to tighten these. They do sort of come apart sometimes, but that's usually because I'm holding it really tight for some reason. But in my normal knitting, they don't untwist. So
now I struggle to put those together. So the fixed needles, there's no assembly required.
fair. Totally legitimate.
Otherwise, yeah, I'd have a set of interchangeables and 50 billion cords.
Yeah, I should
not how my
really just
life
get
works.
some more cords because I have 2 sets of interchangeables and
Yeah.
not enough cords.
Yeah, it's for you. It's a cord thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I can also just be more monogamous and then it's less of an issue because each set came with 4 cords, 2 short and 2 long.
Yeah.
Actually, what I do.
You just need to knit more.
I need to get some longer interchangeable cords. Like,
Oh, do you not have any
even
40
longer.
inches?
No, like this is the long cord. This is the
That's
long cord.
that's not a long cord.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
Like, what,
I need a
32
longer
maybe?
cord. Yeah,
You need a 40 minimum for a good shawl.
yeah. So I should get longer
I'm
cords.
working on a 32. Oh, I'm working on a 40 right now.
So
Yeah,
I should get longer
40.
ones.
40, the way to go.
There we go. There's my excuse to get more cords.
Absolutely.
I need longer
More.
ones.
Yeah. Otherwise, because that shawls get really bunched, and then
They do,
you run
yeah.
the risk of slipping more stitches. That's never good.
And in fact, that's why I have my little needle cap dewies.
Yeah. Okay. No, you need longer cords.
Yeah. So I'm making it work.
Not
but
like me saying you need a spinning wheel.
I want a spinning wheel.
I'm just trying to enable you because I know that's what you want.
Yeah. Well, since I might be moving, I should probably not buy a spinning wheel until I figure that out.
I think you've got time before September to hear word about that one way or the
Well,
other.
yeah, but Yeah, the September. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we've got time. I don't think we need to worry about that.
That's true. It's true. Definitely not buying a spinning wheel till September.
Yeah, so like at this point it's moot until
I haven't told the
Mr.
podcast
Diana.
why I might be moving.
Mr. Diana is interviewing. So
he's interviewing with a job in another city. So if he
That's
gets
fine.
it, which is
we
he
go
wants
back to
it.
recording via distance. That's a hardship.
Yeah. So
Everyone's
the
like,
podcast
"What
isn't
will
going
you do?
anywhere.
What will you do? And I'm like, record via distance, like when we're too lazy to put on pants.
We're not going. The podcast isn't going anywhere. It just might not be us in the same place.
Yeah, we just might be in different places. Which just, given where she's going, if, and stress the if, and that's if they like them, if they give them an offer, if it's a good offer, if you guys did, like, there's a lot of steps before we get anywhere near this decision-making process.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, there's another place where we can get together and go buy yarn from. That's a tragedy.
Mm-hmm. And also, I don't mind saying it, it would be Waterloo we'd be moving to, which is, I looked it up, it's like a 3.5 hour drive from Rhinebeck.
Yeah. Sorry, excuse me, who in the what now? We have to road trip? Like, we're gonna have to...
Oh no, the Knit Club has to fly to Toronto.
has to fly to Toronto and go to Rhinebeck so we can visit with Diana.
Yeah.
There's a problem.
Hardship.
Hardship. Since the girls already decided that's what we're doing if you go. I was like, excuse me, come again? What am I doing?
And my brother's going to school in Toronto for his master's now, so he'll be there in the fall, so...
Yeah, no, I think it's... Wait to see back, see what they like, see if it's a good offer, see if you guys want to do it. Yep. There's so many steps down there.
And he'd go first and find a place, and I'd follow later after his probation period's up.
And then you have your lease in your apartment.
Yeah. So
which actually might work out well because I'll be apartment hunting in the fall.
There you go.
So, you might have an answer to that problem.
Yeah. I don't even do the side. Anyway, things to talk about.
So much stuff to go through, it's not even funny. So it's... Yeah, when it was pointed out that this could be a possibility, was I worried? I went, no, we just go recording distance. Like, working around for the podcast is the easiest of the things to figure out. Easiest.
Yeah.
So, because my yarn hangs low, so she's walking into it. And she stopped? No, she just keeps walking. Oh, there's something in my way. Just keep going. Oh, jeez.
Not the brightest cat.
She thinks she's a genius.
I'm sure she
locks
does.
herself in the bathroom.
Such genius.
She's currently playing with the tablecloth. And my feet. Alright.
Okay.
On the bright side, that's everything we worked on. Heavens only knows how long we've been talking.
An hour.
Ow, my God, stop biting my foot.
So how about some yarn on the go?
We both went places. Well, you had work on the go. Do you want to do that first, and then I'll do my shopping and we'll do the fun stuff?
The reason that I had so much time to finish an entire shawl, which I have a story about, is because I was at
have a story.
I went to a developer conference this week, so I basically had 2 8-hour work days where I was just in lectures. So I knitted.
Yeah.
And I'm like okay, so this is great. I'm going to have...
She blows me out of the water because she can knit all day because she's in school. I'm like, man, kind of thinking I should go back to school.
Right?
More knitting time somehow. I don't even know how that works.
Well, if you don't have to take notes, which I didn't because everybody had their slides online, like, I don't know.
I can't take notes in university classes. I can't see the board. All the notes have to be pre-prepped or written out for me.
Fair. So you can't take notes. Oh no.
And everything gets recorded because seeing is harder and hearing I can do longer.
So you know how you you plan out like what knitting you're gonna bring to things, and you're like, oh, maybe I'll run out. I should bring like this thing, and oh, maybe I'll run out of that, or I won't feel like it, so I should bring this other thing.
I didn't actually do any knitting outside of the car yesterday. I had 2 projects with me. It was a 2-hour drive one way to Brandon.
So I brought this one project with me to the developer conference because even though I was coming up on the end, I'm like, no, there's no way I'm gonna finish it. It's not gonna happen.
Was this when you sent us that message when you were done and it wasn't even lunch?
11 o'clock on day 2. I finished binding off.
Yeah, we get this message in the chat group.
Oh
no! Go home and lunch! I'm like, should have packed a second project.
For the first time ever, I didn't bring enough knitting.
It sucks when that happens.
It never happens, but this time it happened. I didn't bring enough knitting, so I actually did. I wasn't very far away from home, so I just drove home to get more knitting.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we all hoped you'd done that. Otherwise, that would have been,
Would have been a boring afternoon.
I visit my parents for 4 weeks. I take 8 weeks worth of yarn and buy more plus needles while I'm out there. What?
So, yeah, Yeah, I didn't bring any insurance yarn with me, and
That's what
I
you get
had
for not taking it.
I had to go get some.
Lesson learned.
Yep. So, you know, occasionally you do run out of yarn. So there's your excuse for bringing 3 projects when one will do.
Just
Because you might actually finish.
what was Miss saying in the chat? She was saying, "Oh, we're going to the cabin for the weekend. We're 4 knitters, so 16,000 skeins of yarn have to come with them. Like with us." I'm like, "Yeah, otherwise we might not have enough."
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm sure everybody looked at my reply and went, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Because half the car is going to be food, half the car is going to be knitting, and somehow we're going to fit 4 women in clothes in there too. I don't know.
I don't know how that's going to
Rent's
work.
car is going to be so full.
Can we, like, vacuum pack stuff? This might be the only way we can do it.
You know, we might have to. We're only going for 4 days, guys. We're going out Friday. We're coming home Sunday. Like, they're not even complete days.
3 days.
Yeah.
It's only 3 days.
Yeah, because we'll pack and be ready to go. We'll grab you right after work, and then we're out and we're gone because it's a couple-hour drive because it's just on the other side of Kenora. Yeah. Yeah. Like, what? Oh my god,
It'll be fun.
Crazy.
It'll be a good time.
It's gonna be good. And I'm hoping we can do it more than once, because, man, those two need some stress relieving this summer.
Yeah.
Having said that, you're in town this weekend, because I know you guys haven't decided if you're going out to the cabin or not.
We're in town Friday, but we're going out Saturday.
Okay, when Saturday?
Morning, probably.
Like, my morning or your morning?
Chris's morning.
So noon.
Yes.
Okay. We're thinking about maybe making plans to go to the farmer's market first thing, which is my morning.
I can probably do that because Chris's morning is noon.
Yeah, his morning is noon, and that's fine. My morning is on weekends. I sleep until 6:30.
Yeah.
And then I wake up and I listen to the radio if I'm super lazy. But I'm thinking we should do a Saturday morning St. Norbert's Farmer's Market this weekend.
That sounds beautiful. I am
'Cause
on board.
It won't be. Hopefully, it's not super warm yet.
As long as I'm not out too late the night before, because there's a friend in town that I haven't seen in a while.
Yes, we invited her to come join us at Knit Club, even though she doesn't knit.
So depending how late I'm out.
Depending how late I'm up. This is Knit Club on Friday, but yeah. I think that might. Oh yeah, she'll totally get up and come with us. And Brittany would enjoy.
Yeah. Okay.
Suggest that as an idea.
Yeah.
Early morning coffees at St. Norbert's, and then when we're waking up for food, there's fried pizzas, there's burgers, there's fish, there's so many options. Obviously fresh vegetables because farmers markets. Maybe we'll find the kimchi guy again.
Oh, I'm almost out of kimchi.
See?
I had to buy kimchi from the store.
What?
I know.
Not Manitoba made
it's
kimchi?
Not Manitoba kimchi.
Crazy. Okay, so I'll make plans and see if we can get enough interest going for that and do that. I make these plans because I hate having to do the 1.5-hour bus ride out to St. Norbert's when I can catch a 15-minute drive, an hour plus bus ride.
Oh my gosh, it's so
the
bad.
time differential that drives me nuts. If it was under an hour from a 15-minute drive to like a 40-minute bus ride, nothing, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah,
totally okay. I am 40 minutes to get to her house minimum. It is a 10-minute drive.
15 if traffic's bad.
Yeah. Excuse me, in the what now? And it is 40 minutes if the traffic's good on the bus.
Yeah.
Boom! Like, I can't
oh,
stand the time differential. I have no problems riding the bus.
I know, it's like...
The transit's fine. The bus drivers are great. The routes are okay. It's just the amount of time I lose is offensive. Offensive.
That's why I got a car, because it's a 40-minute bus ride, a 40-minute bike ride, or a 15-minute drive.
Yeah. Yeah, like how many hours have you saved yourself in a week?
Like, at least 4.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's great. Like, I love it.
So if you ever wonder where my weeks go, you guys, why I get so much audio listening in a week?
Transit.
There you go. I'm out at least once a day and I'm on the bus and I have to go downtown to start from everything. And none of my doctors are close to me outside my family doctor. My family doctor's a 15-minute walk. I walk it to her place. Everybody else is at least one bus because all I have are specialists.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
they're
all downtown or just on the other side of downtown on the course. So it's like I have to move closer to my city center. That will save me 4 or 5 hours a week.
Yeah.
Just moving down to Osborne or downtown.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Astonishing. It's astonishing.
I feel you. I understand.
You freed yourself from the tyranny of the transit system. I unfortunately cannot.
Yeah.
I've bought into the program. I bought the land.
At least you get to ride for free.
I do get to ride for free in Canada.
is kind of cool.
Yeah,
Doesn't make up for the time.
No,
but
it always kind of blows
cool.
people's minds. They're like, how do you afford a bus pass? I'm like, I don't. The government of Canada allows me to ride for free because I physically cannot have another form of transportation.
Like, not even a bike.
No. Would you want me on a bicycle?
Do you want to be on a bicycle?
How often do you want to visit me while I break limbs? Yeah. Busing or cabbing is really the only option outside of friends and family when you have a visual impairment.
I'm pretty sure the government's not going to pay the crazy taxi cab fares.
No, they don't. They don't at all. That's not it. For me, it's not even a price option. Like, it's way outside my price range. So it's bus, or hope I can mooch rides from friends. Thankfully, I have very kind people who understand how frustrating it is to ride the bus.
Having done it for all their years,
for all their griping that they do about having to help me get around, I'm like, I can bus. They're like, no. Yeah, get it.
But, I know. It'll take less time for me to go there, pick you up, and come back than it will for you to take the bus.
Isn't that crazy? So it's like one of those, I'll make arrangements for St. Norman's Market because then I can go out and leave here at 8 in the morning and not a quarter after 6 to get to the farmer's market early enough to get things and be home at noon instead of 2.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Totally
maybe
understand.
maybe they'll have baby sheep out because sometimes they have baby animals out early in the season.
I want to pet baby sheep.
I think last year they had llama. No, they had alpacas last year.
I also want to pet alpacas. Yeah. I want to hug them. They are soft.
That's a thing. Mostly I'm going because I'm hoping to find those coffee ladies.
Which coffee ladies?
There's a small family who, half the family's here in Canada and half of them are still in Korea. And they ship over the coffee beans that are grown in the family in Korea. And they're local, and they're roasted locally.
That's so cool.
So it's a small batch local roasted coffee bean.
Nice.
And I drink it without sugar or creamer.
That is saying something.
It's a good cup of coffee. So I'm hoping to find them. And the chili lady.
Oh, I mean, chili's just delicious.
She is an award-winning chili mixer. So she makes award-winning chili mixes. And she sells them in pre-mixed tubes with all the spices and the beans in it.
Oh, that's so cool.
So you just cook it up with, in my case, veggie ground. And then presto, pretty much instant chili in up to 2.5 hours. I mean, you should never slow cooker your beans, so like I don't do it, so it turns out quite well. But yeah, so good. So good. So I'm hoping to run across a couple of some of the people that I love that are my favorites. Like the guy who does the Icelandic dessert, the Vina Tart.
Yeah.
Because I need at least
those were
3 of those. They're staying
I need to bring
freezer.
some of that out to the lake. That's what Chris is getting for his birthday cake. He's getting that.
Vina Tart? Yeah, I think that'll be great. So I'm like, I think it needs to happen. Planning to spend money already, and I haven't even made it. Guys, it's not even Monday. Saturday is days away. I'm already dreaming of Vina Tart. So good. All right. More yarn on the go.
We went to the Blue Hills Fiber Festival.
We did Saturday before, or Saturday we were at the Blue Hills Fiber Festival. So on Friday, we, me and Missy and Red, who's officially, Terry is now officially on summer break. You guys, if you watched the episodes where she popped in as a special guest, she has completed her 2nd year of nursing.
I don't know. I can never keep track of anyone's degree.
We are closer to the end than we were when we started. So we celebrated on Friday and we went out shopping all day. 36 degrees and they had me outside the house. I must love them.
It was atrociously hot.
And it was 50+% humidity. It was just gross.
And even the wind was hot.
It was just gross.
It was intense.
So we went craft shopping. Because that's what you do when you hang out with crafty people. So we were super hip. We were super cool. We started off at Jacob's Trading Center. And I, of course, know the husband-wife team that own and operate the store. So the girls shopped and I visited.
As you do.
As I got to meet Vinny the puppy.
Ooh.
Vinny the puppy, who's full grown at 8 pounds, is smaller than my cat.
That's a tiny creature.
I got to hold Vinny and pet him, so it's super exciting. And they've got succulents in right now, so they got cactuses and stuff going on. So
fun.
and it's one of my favorite stores to go visit in the city. So I was like, oh yeah, we could totally go there, no problem. The girls picked up a bunch of stuff to make charms and stuff with. So then I was like, okay, well we're all the way over here, and we need to go to Michael's because they needed some stuff for Michael's. We got in and out of the Michael's without going to the yarn section.
Whoa.
And I didn't buy anything.
Whoa. You feeling okay?
I'm sure they would have offered to take my temperature. Needed to save my money for the Fiber Festival. I understood it was happening the next day. held firm. Held firm. It's not going to have... I fell off the bandwagon a bit at Fabricland, which was the next stop. I got some new patterns.
Ooh. Patterns for what?
I grabbed myself a new pattern for a nifty summer dress, and it is a Butterick pattern, and it is got a sort of high, it's got the waistline right up under the boobies.
Oh, the Empire waistline?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then, but you can see they've got a knee-length version, which is just a nice A-frame out, and then they have their sleeves, they've got these little flounces on them.
Interesting.
So it's got a standard sleeve, and then it's got a little gather point, and then it bells out from there, which looks really cute, and it looks cute without the sleeves. But the long version has these tiered ruffle sections, like the prairie skirts used to have.
Interesting.
But it's not all over from the waist down, it's just in that bottom half. And I was worried from the sketch drawings that it'd be too poofy, but they'd made it so you had one of those pictures where somebody's actually wearing it in a fabric.
And
you
it's
can
not
see
that poofy.
the fabric lays quite nicely.
It does.
And it lays well with the patterned sleeves and stuff. And I was just like, I like that. I think that would look really nice on my frame because the bottom third has a pattern and the top third has a pattern, which cuts me into thirds, which is a very good, appropriate cut point for myself. So there's no dropped waist, so I'm not drawing attention to my stomach, which I don't like to do. I'm okay with V-neck boobs because they're there anyway. There's nothing I can do about them. And it is a summer dress, so it's designed to be made with lighter weight fabrics and materials. So
it's gonna look really nice. Do you have fabric plans for that one?
No, I wasn't planning on buying this one. This was not the pattern I went to go find. This was just, it showed up. So at some point this will happen, but there's no rush on it. So like, I don't have any summer weddings or anything to do this. I don't have to attend a wedding. I'm just working weddings this summer. This is the first time in almost 2 decades me and my mother figured that I have not had a friend wedding to attend.
Oh my goodness.
I'll
just get married again and then you can keep the streak going.
Almost 2 decades, because I have been attending at least one wedding every summer since I was 18 years old, where it has been a friend or a family member. At least one. Several years, it was more than one.
It's too many weddings.
Within the year, I had a couple in January. There's a few in the fall, a few in like late spring or early spring in the winter and stuff. But a lot of them happen in the summer. I'm a makeup artist. I work a lot of weddings, but that's different. I'm being paid to do those. So the friends' weddings I'm not being paid for. So I get a break for the first time in a very long time. Should you think about it? That's a lot of years. I'm 36.
Yeah.
28 was a decade. So if I did it for 2 more years, if I was still with Mr. B, I'd have one this year because one of his friends is getting married.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there's a potential for one next year and the year after. So like I would have done 2 decades with a minimum of 1 wedding a year.
Too many. Too many.
I know lots of peeps.
Too many.
Lots of peeps, you guys. So I don't have any rush to make it. It's kind of nice. Which is good because I got to go argue with my sewing machine. I'm having tension problems again. I know I need a new sewing machine. I understand it is dying. Get it. I am saving because I want a circular sock machine first. I will argue with the current sewing machine from here to next Tuesday. I want me a circular sock machine with all the bells and whistles. I want to be able to rib. I want to make heels. I want to make toes. I want to be able to hook it all up, set it all up, so the only thing I have to do is pull out waist yarn and Kitchener toes closed. That is what I want. That is my next big goal. First one was spinning wheel. Got there. Next goal, circular sock machine. Then I will replace my sewing machine.
Good goals.
Or I'll finally have the new old hot stuff fixed up properly so she's good to go. And then I won't care because I'll have a new sewing machine. And it'll also double as a deterrent for criminals. It weighs a ton. It's like 30 pounds of metal.
That's
but
intense.
It's portable, you guys, because it's not in the table.
I love those old portable things.
I know. My dad's like, oh, look, it's one of those portable ones. I'm like, yeah, if
We've
you're
got
a
a portable-
weightlifter.
We've got a portable typewriter.
Oh, yeah, I remember those. They're heavy.
I don't know if I can lift that thing.
You're just like,
The box containing it might fall apart at this point if we try to move it.
portable my foot.
Oh, no, don't drop it on your foot, then you won't be portable.
You will break your foot. Oh, goodness. I laugh, but I'm so happy I have it. So what I'd actually gone for was to find a drapey summer cardigan pattern. Because I can't knit in black, but I can certainly sew in black. because that's not an issue for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in different colors. And I do love me an open drapey cardigan.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to keep moving towards a homemade wardrobe, which meant I had to get a cardigan pattern. And I didn't have a nice, just not super drapey, lapel-y, artsy. Like I'm not into the same sort of drape level you are.
I like a lot of drape.
I like soccer mom level drape.
Okay. It's a good level of drape.
For me, it's a good level of drape. So I went and I found one from McCall's, and I didn't find it. Miss C did. We were all looking at patterns and stuff. I kept getting distracted. So they jumped into the pattern books. Otherwise, we would have been there for hours. And I found she found a nice, standard, open-faced draped cardigan with different sleeve lengths. Nothing fancy. Just clean and classic, but I can make this in solid colors. I can make this in patterned colors. I can make it in heavier fabrics, lighter fabrics. It's a lot of versatility for it. So, super pumped. It's also rated a level 1, so this is something you can do as a beginner.
Nice.
So
Even
Jocelyn's
better.
going to have such an easy breeze of this. It's going to be great. I'm going to read the instructions and go, why did I read the instructions? Maybe challenge
So you're going to
myself.
have a new cardigan tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow? No. Because I need to argue with my sewing machine and get my tension under way again.
Right.
But soon, yes, I'm going to
Okay.
make myself some summer cardigans because I've got some nice lightweight fabric. Once I get my tension issue sorted out, I want to finish the alterations to the dress I wore for your wedding.
Right.
I want to shorten the hem and bring in the width of the straps a little. So, then I went to Marshall's and didn't buy any fabric. I was serious about the Fiber Festival yesterday, you guys.
Wow.
At that point, yeah, they started asking me if I was feeling okay, if I was too warm, and they needed to take me inside. I'm like, I'm okay. And there's stuff I like, and there's stuff I'm going to go back for, and there was stuff that wasn't on sale, so just regular price fabric. But I also kind of want to take my dad because they're carrying bamboo linens right now,
Ah, interesting.
and I won't pay $24.99 a meter for
That's
fabric.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But if I ask my dad if I can have fabric that costs that, guys, it's 3 meters for me to make a knee-length dress. So that's $70 in fabric. Won't do that. I'll probably get 2 meters and make a nice bamboo linen cardigan. But my mom likes bamboo linen, so if we go, Dad will buy the fabric for both. And then I don't have to pay because he considers the cost of buying me fabric for me to make something payment for making Mom something.
Makes sense.
So I texted the mumsy, and she said yes. That sounded like an ingenious plan. She was going to make her husband go do that for her. Cha-ching! Then I'll buy fabric, because then I'll be like, well, it's fine, because I'm not buying that fabric. It's still coming home with me. It makes me really happy. It's so beautiful. Oh, if
Linen
you guys,
is-
oh,
I like to pet it.
I like the blended linen, like linen silks, linen bamboo, linen
Mhm.
cotton blends, because I like that sort of, you get both fabrics at the same time and yet neither fabric at the same time. But yeah, the bamboo linen they have this year is gorgeous. Gorgeous. So, I mean, it will happen, just not right this instant. Shall we talk Fiber Festival?
Yeah, I bought one thing.
Oh, jeez. So we went to Brandon. I grew up in Brandon. I was born in Brandon. I did my childhood in Iqaluit, which is the capital city of Nunavut. We were there. My parents voted for it to be the capital city with the creation of the new territory. If that doesn't age me, I don't know what will.
I vaguely remember that happening around 3rd grade.
My first phone number was 4 digits,
Wow.
because that's how small it was. It was only one paved road.
Hey, there was a paved road.
There was a singular paved road, ring road. Guess what shape it was? I remember when the town got a KFC.
Ooh.
That was big news, people.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
didn't
I
have
believe
fast
it.
food restaurants back home.
I believe it.
But my parents moved me home to Brandon in my junior high year, so I did my junior high school years in Brandon again. And then I obviously have worked and moved since, because I'm here in Winnipeg now. So it was, we're like, we're going to Brandon. I'm like, cool. I've been there. I know where we're going. So it actually made sense to have me up front navigating.
Yeah, because I didn't know where we were going.
So we went to the Blue Hills Fiber Festival, which was on the, oh man, it is now called the Investor Group building. I know it as the Keystone Center, because that's what it was when I was growing up.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. It's
The thing over by the Canadians.
It is the thing attached to the Canadians. which is fine. We were in the curling rink with the Blue Hills Fiber Festival, and the ladies were tucked in there in the summer the summer fair that's out in Brandon. So we went to the fair, bypassed all the food, all the rides, and shopped for yarn.
As you do.
As you do. Ooh.
If it was nicer, I might have tried out those, the wibbly water balls.
Those looked fun.
They really did. They were just like these inflatable bubbles, and then you set them in the pool. So like you tried to like move around in a bubble in a pool.
Yeah. Yeah, like
it looked impossible and really fun.
It looked delightful.
It was not warm enough.
It was 14 degrees and raining so hard that they decided to go get the car and come get me, because I would not have been able to walk fast enough to be anything other than drenched.
And then I went and bought an umbrella, and then we didn't get rained on for the rest of the day.
Well, that's because we decided the moment you bought an umbrella it would clear up, and that's exactly what it did.
Well, it poured later, but not at the time when we were trying to go outside.
No, we were in the car coming back. We were driving to the rain at that point.
Yeah. Well, there's a part where it was dumping rain outside, and everybody from the fair came into the Fiber Festival.
Yeah.
And you can tell they're just like looking around, like, what is all
What
this?
is this?
Oh, muggles.
And all of us ninjas were like, you're cute.
That was kind of cool.
So we picked up some yarn because we were visiting ladies. Because that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We go and buy yarn.
Uh-huh.
So I obviously had to buy some from Daria, who's
Clearly.
Cloud9 Fiberworks. I got Sea and Enemy Wall 1 and 2 because they're pretty and I really like them.
I do really like those colors.
And
always like
they
those colors.
are a mash of colors. And they're definitely like, they're sea anemones. If you guys have ever seen a sea anemone or Google a sea anemone,
They're bright.
they're bright, cheerful underwater sea colors. So you get your blues, your teals, you got some yellows, you got some greens, you got some reds. Like, it sounds like a hot mess, but you know what? It's really freaking pretty. I will take some Instagram photos and I will post them.
They're really nice.
They're really nice colors, and it's heavily variegated. And I think this will be a great fingering weight version of the shawl with no name. I might even call it the shawl with no name. That might actually be its name at this point. So I'm gonna do that because that's gonna look amazing.
Yes, it will.
So pumped. Which, you know, Daria had such nice fiber.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting on a kit from the Woolery for my spinning wheels so I can oil it up.
Jump in and say what I bought from Daria?
Yeah, because you bought fiber.
I did buy fiber. I bought no yarn. I bought fiber because she had a new base.
She did have a new base.
50% Asham and 50% Gotland, which, as far as I understand, are two different breeds of sheep. I know nothing about either of them. I just thought it was really cool. So this is the
different breeds. Okay.
I know nothing other than they're different breeds of sheep. I know nothing about the properties of either of these sheep.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But it feels
it's
cool.
going to be super fun to spin up because it's so different.
It is. So I've been spinning a lot of merino. Basically, all I've ever spun is merino.
I was like, I don't think you've spun anything but merino.
I haven't. I need to spin more. I have things that are not merino.
Oh, cool. You're going to get spinning this summer.
I do.
The Tour de Fleece is coming up.
I know. So this is Prospero is the colorway. So it's a purpley, reddish, brownish.
Muted, deep colorway.
And then
You were so into the muted, deep colorways.
I know, and the deep blue. It's
Oh,
the
man.
deep blue. It's
like
it's
almost all
ridiculous.
your Find Your Faves are deep blue, purple
Look
colorways.
at
Your
this.
fiber is a
It's
deep blue,
beautiful.
purple colorway.
And this is got like super duper long.
Oh, that's a long staper.
Fibers.
Oh my
Look at these.
gosh. That's so long.
I mean, like, it's such an intense color, though.
Oh, I cannot wait to see that spun up.
Oh, it's got a little bit of a sheen to it too. I didn't notice before. That's
I can't wait to see that spun.
it's gonna be so good.
Oh, I should try for like a single.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's got such a long staple, hey?
It's gonna be spun into singles of whatever the thinnest weight that I can manage to get to maximize the yardage.
Yeah.
So it'll be as thin as I can make it, and then I'll decide if it
Gonna be
gets
plied.
plied at all, 2-ply or chain ply.
That makes sense. Okay.
So
That
I
is
got to
okay.
spin the singles first.
Yeah.
This is just I'm just gonna sit here and pet this and play with this a little bit.
We get to see some of our new favorite ladies.
Oh, I haven't unwound this before. This is exciting. Sorry, I'm playing with my fiber.
We're playing with fiber.
Oh, and it even winds like, oh, and it winds and winds. Oh gosh, there's a lot here. Okay, I'm gonna wind that back up before I get too into this.
She's going to town, folks.
I need to stop.
I bought a skein from the Sew Into knitting booth, which, if you guys remember from our Manitoba Fiber Festival, they had Halloween bags. So I bought a Halloween bag, and Diana bought Find Your Comfort Fade Cardi Kit.
Comfort Fade Cardi Kit.
Yeah.
Which I have not even out the yarn for.
Well, that's
I'll
fine.
get to it eventually. It's not even on the list for
2 years from now.
Yeah.
I
I like to let things marinate.
Marinate?
I like to let them marinate.
Marinate your yarn.
Yeah. Don't you marinate your projects?
Oh, man.
Makes them more
I
tender.
really... Only... If only. I really should make fun of you because I've got that starting point shawl. That's been on the needles for 2 years at this point, too. Oh, jeez, you guys. Sew Into Knitting does not name their colorways. So this is, I'm going to guess that it's a fingering weight. It is on a white base, I'm guessing, from the vibrancy I'm getting from the colors.
Yep.
But we definitely go from a white into a teal blue into a brown.
Yep.
So it just...
Like a minty, greeny, tealy.
You know what? It's not too far off of the like minty greeny teal. Anyway, it's really quite beautiful and quite cheerful, without any red or yellow or purple, which for me is saying something.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no idea what I'm going to do with this yet. I don't care. It's pretty and I wanted it. So I bought it.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Super. Super squishy. Super squishy. I know I bought more, but I wanted to take it off the ball band so that I could show off that color really nicely. So let me shove the ball band back on. Otherwise, when I finally get around to knitting this, I'll be like, I don't remember. And it's been too long.
Sew Into Knitting likes to make really like bright colors.
I love their color combos. They're so nice. What do you want, quadruped? Come
here, quadruped.
She bit me a couple times yesterday. I may have been rushing her.
Come here.
We're not a super fan of when Mom takes knots out of our fur. You're just gonna sniff my leg? Okay, fine. I stopped by Hillary's Magical Yarnorium. And we talked about circular sock machines. Because I'm super fascinated right now. And I picked up a skein of Amber Saves Dinos in their single ply.
It's a really nice color.
A variation on, I think, you know what it looks like? It looks like different levels of caramel.
It does. I was going to say gold, but caramel is a better...
Yeah, it's like a light caramel, a medium caramel, and a dark caramel. That's how it variegates there, guys. So it's beautiful, buttery, deep golden yellows. And I have a couple of single plies and some nice muted neutrals. There's a cat.
Hi, cat.
That this will just pop beautifully next to. So, what am I going to make? I don't know, but it's going to take 3 skeins worth of yarn. So, 2 to 3 anyway.
Cat.
The downside is last week I forgot to mention that I stopped by my LYS.
Oh, cat, what are you doing?
She's being crazy. And I grabbed some Mammoth Yarns skeins. I grabbed 2 in the raspberry. Just because I wanted to.
I enjoy how those are both raspberry, but one looks distinctly more pink than the other.
Yeah,
and not in a bad way. It
comes with hand painted yarns, hey. So I grabbed 2 fingering weights in the raspberry colorway. No idea what I'm gonna do with these either, but you know what? I wanted them, so I got them. So that's how my life works. So that's the thing, which is good because in events, we've got an upcoming event, and I need to come here, cat, and I need to decide on a shawl. So. Shall we discuss events?
Sure. Oh, wait, were we going to do literature?
We're already well over an hour.
Okay. We read some books. We'll talk about them later.
Probably be the same book. Well, no, you'll have finished it next week. But yeah, we're well over an hour. We still got events to do.
Okay, well, let's just skip on to events then. We read some books.
We read some books, guys. Event-wise, we are currently wrapping up shortly on the 21st of this month, the Spring Garment Craft-Along. You can knit, sew, crochet, weave, whatever. Super bonus extra special points that don't count for anything if it's made in cotton. But ideally, just to make a garment for yourself for spring. Diana has yet to sew her skirt.
Mm-hmm. I
But
know.
I've completed a shawl, and I'll have another shawl or cocoon cardigan finished by the 21st. And a new sweater by the end of the month. So I have several entries I can put in. Not that I can enter my own knit-alongs. You guys get what I mean. We're doing this in conjunction with Laura, who is a wonderful podcaster in the States. She is found at the corner of Knit and Tea. She was doing an international trip with her mister, and then they'll be back home shortly. Yes, I'm holding my cat like a baby. I don't know. She likes it. So
She's just like, scratch me, human.
She's lounging. Like, we're not even tailored. She's super comfortable and okay here. She's heavy as all get out. So she weighs like a baby. A fat baby. So that's going on right now. Shortly, we have some upcoming ones, but the only other one that's going on right now that I participate in, but we are not running, is Stash Dash, which was running from the 24th of May till the 24th of August.
I have 500 meters done because that shawl.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So all the rules and regulations for all of that, we'll just link you over to the Knit Girls, those are the ladies who run it in the Ravelry page, and they answer all of the questions there, which is super good to go. So this is a summer-long, finish-up stuff, challenge yourself sort of thing, which I absolutely love to do. She's like, guys, she's super stretched out. Are you done now?
No.
No? Okay.
She's just so chill. Just like, scratch me, human.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's going on. Tour de Fleece is starting shortly. I think we're both going to participate in that.
She's falling asleep.
I know. She's really comfortable this way. If you wonder where my knitting time goes when I'm at home on the computer, usually end up holding my cat and scratching her head for a while. Otherwise, for us, as of July the 1st, we're doing another Across the Prairies Cal. What? Woo! Confirming and double checking all the rules with all the other lovely ladies that we do this knit along with. Oh my god, the words, you people. I'm done. I'm toast. I'm out. In conjunction with the Tale of Two Knitters, who are here in Manitoba as well, and then Cozy Up Knits and Feathered Stitches, who are wonderful podcasting ladies out in Alberta, we are going to do another Stephen West knit along. What? Now this time, for year 2, version the 2nd, however you want to label it up as, we are going to do any Stephen West shawl, because guys, he makes a lot of shawls.
And I have a gorgeous kit.
Oh, you do have a gorgeous kit.
I'm so excited.
I gotta
pick
decide.
those up soon just to look at them.
But get ready, get prepped, get your stuff picked and chosen. Whips are welcome. And we're going to start officially on Canada Day, which is July the 1st. And we will run till the end of September, which is 3 months. That seems to be our standard turnaround time for knit-alongs. 3 months. So, if anything's changed from last year's, we'll update the rules as we go. We're just confirming details.
She just, like, slipped into my lap. She's just, like, not even, like, I'm happy here. She's just, like,
fine.
She's a puddle. Hi, puddle.
She's happy. That's good. You're entertained.
Yeah,
life's happy. Good.
She's purring.
Yep. Okay. What do I know? It's how we get out of mom's arms all the time. We just go to abandon. I'm like, oh my god. Do not kill yourself.
She schlooped.
She did. She schlooped.
I've never seen a cat schloop like that.
Oh yeah, she schmoozes too. She kind of like oozes into places and like, I've always been here. Yeah, that's not how that works, cat. So other than that, I think that's all we super have for events going on right now. We're done the Blue Hills Fiber Festival, so we don't have any festivals. Again, ooh, wait, no. There's going to be a pop-up Little Britain July on the 27th.
Oh yeah, we just found out about that yesterday.
Yes, we did. So as we get more details, we will certainly give you guys more details, because then I have an excuse to go to Lockport for a Fiber Festival. They're doing it again. Woo. It's a little quick pop-up, which works perfectly for me, because heavens knows I needed a fiber thing in July, so that fits the bill perfectly. So I'm going to do that. I swear to the high heavens. What are you doing, quadruped?
She's under the tripod right now. If we suddenly go,
Sniffing the yarn.
Then yeah.
Please just get. Do not do that. Yarn is not for licking. Neither's my hummus.
Vegetarian hippie cat.
I thought the hummus would be safe, so I left it along with the naan chips, which is me toasting naan bread is what it is. Nope. No. No. Came back and she was eating my freaking hummus out of my container. Flavored hummus. Red bell pepper flavored hummus. My cat was just happily...
That's the best kind of hummus. At least your cat has good taste in hummus.
I can leave a steak out on a table and she'll leave it alone. But I cannot leave kale or hummus out, apparently. My cat makes no sense. Anyway. Cat stressing aside, you lounger. Ugh, we have a busy summer ahead of us.
We do.
I have made plans and some preparations, so if you guys are making plans to go to Knit City in the fall, I will be there. Hopefully Diana can join me.
Hopefully. Hopefully. We'll have to see how the
Hopefully.
holiday time works out.
Yeah,
I found out I need my wisdom teeth out, so that's going to eat up some
that's
some
gonna
time.
take some time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I figure worst case, if you fly in Friday after work, you'll be flying home Sunday evening with us, or Monday early Monday morning with us. So.
Or if I need like a half day on Friday or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
that's like, it's not a big
so
deal.
I'm making, because Terry's going to go with me, because Terry's husband was like, yeah, book the flights, book the spaces, get a car, because Terry used to live in Vancouver, so she can totally drive me around.
Oh, awesome.
Which is how she justifies. She's like, yeah, we need to get you around. I'm like, cars are absolutely ideal in a city when I don't know what's going on. Because it's less stressful than transit if I'm not in charge of anything. Like, when I have to get on and off. I just have to get in and a local knows where I'm going. Beautiful.
Perfect. That's the way I
love
like to
it
travel.
muchly. I like to travel that way. So we're going to do that. We're going to make a weekend of it. So Terry's mom is going to babysit her animals because, like me, she has pets. She's into her toy box to get something now. She has a toy box. It's full. And then I've talked to my niece, and my niece said she would totally babysit my cat for the weekend.
Excellent.
So she'll alternate. She'll spend time down here, and then she'll spend time upstairs. So she comes down here during the day, and then she goes up for an hour before bedtime and spends them with her birds, because she's got budgies upstairs, and reads to the birds. And then when bedtime comes, she comes back down here, and then she goes up, and she flip-flops all day is what she does. But I'd appreciate it. So then my quadruped has some company while I'm gone. And we're gonna make it work. Last minute, I've got us on some wait lists for hotels that are nice and close, because then it just reduces everyone's stress about trying to get me around if we're out late at night or something. Yeah, I understand. I'm a handful. We're gonna try to make that as easy as possible for people. And it'll be my first time with Red traveling with me. She's never traveled with me. She's never experienced the skip the line quota.
That was an unexpected perk.
I told you it was going to happen.
It was pretty great, actually. Like, oh, little golf cart drives up. Where do you need to go? Oh, would you like to just skip this entire security line?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Guys, I got driven around in a golf cart at the fair.
That's great.
Not because anybody knew me, but because I was the lady with the white stick. Super appreciated it, because there were a lot of puddles. I wasn't gonna make it without having wet feet. It wasn't gonna happen.
No, I think we all had wet feet yesterday.
Yeah. So I was like, oh geez, okay. So that's how my life works. But it looks like we will be out to Knit City in the fall.
Some combination of us.
Some combination of us. So we will absolutely have to make plans to visit and knit with people, because that is so going to happen. So that's it, I think, for us. Until I find something else to do.
Yes, which I'm sure you will, because you always do.
Yeah. This isn't new. This is not new.
Standard operating procedure.
Are you kidding me? The Cozy Up Knit ladies are running a cotton make-along till the end of the month. Who just finished a cotton shawl?
Oh, well, get in on that.
I need to name it, post it, and get it up there, guys. I know these things. So, I think that's it. We're well over. Jocelyn needs to cut out the babble time frame.
Good luck.
Thanks. I'm going to need it.
Have fun.
Sorry for the spamming of the episodes. We're trying to catch up on a backlog, and so many technical difficulties. It's not even funny.
Maybe this one's out on time.
The universe.
No, this one's not going to be out.
I will catch up at some point. Just not there yet.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. So I'll say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit.
knit.
She's under the coffee table. She's going to go for my feet again. Push the stop button.